Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's video, day 10 will take us to the 16th of December, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe we'll try a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video. Still got my cough up the croak. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for January, and I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video today was our 6 a.m. UK weather forecast, and we've also released January Friday as well. Check out those two bits if you'd like to do that. Like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that for GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everyone. There won't be a January Friday this week. I'm so sorry about that, but I'm not up to live streaming late. However, there will be a channel member live stream at 6 p.m. So if you're a channel member, then please check into your December channel member live stream if you want to at 6 p.m. Right, we're going to start off with Storm Darragh, though. We've got lots of weather warnings across the country for today from the UK. Met, so snow, rain, wind, etc. But tomorrow we have a rather rare and unusual red danger to life warning, and that is in force for Wales, southern, western and also northern parts of Wales. It begins at 3 a.m. this morning, tomorrow morning I should say, and it continues until 11 a.m. Tomorrow morning. So this is 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturday. Damaging winds associated with Storm Darragh are expected to cause significant disruption, and there is a danger to life here due to flying debris and also falling trees. So it is definitely one to beware of and take care. The warning is enforced from Cardiff in the south all the way up to Holyhead and Bangor in the north. So if you're anywhere in that red warning area, then please heed the advice of the UK Met Office. Stay indoors tonight and also tomorrow, and look after yourself because there is a risk to your life from this weather. Storm Darragh. So we've already got a lot of heavy rain piling in from the Atlantic ahead of Storm Darragh on the latest radar. Let's have a look at a little bit of chart data, starting with the arpege model. This is a high... this is a high resolution model from the UK Met. So we can see that initially winds are relatively light, although they are beginning to start showing signs of picking up at the Irish Sea, but it's really into the evening and overnight that we get the most damaging of the winds. So at 4 a.m. we've got a widespread area of 70 mile an hour plus gusts there moving in across northern western parts of Wales and also northern England, and then those strongest wind gusts through tomorrow transfer eastwards many hours as well. Very prolonged spell of sustained very strong winds. So for many hours we're going to have widespread inland gusts tomorrow reaching 60 miles an hour, 60 to 70 mile an hour down the east coast eventually, and again sort of 70 mile an hour plus in the Irish Sea. And even into like Sunday morning, still very windy across many parts of the country. It's not until late on Sunday that we find those strongest of the wind gusts dying down. So it really is a prolonged spell of stormy weather that we've got here. Right, want to go to Icon next, and we'll go to UK. And we'll go to wind gusts with that as well. We'll go to 6 a.m. No, I want to go to midnight run. I don't know. So let's have a look anyway. So we start. It looks like it's in the middle of updating, but perhaps it isn't. So anyway, we start off with relatively light winds, but through the afternoon into the evening, the strongest of winds will be increasing. But it's overnight tonight that we get those really damaging winds, more damaging with Icon overnight than arpege, with gusts going up to 90 miles an hour here through the Irish Sea around these western coasts of Wales, northwestern parts of England as well, looking really, really serious there. And then into tomorrow morning, the strongest wind gusts are moving to central areas with widespread inland gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour. We're over 70 mile an hour down the east coast and 70 to 80 mile an hour through the morning anyway around the west coast of Wales there. Through the channel as well, we see 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts into the afternoon and evening. We find that the strongest of winds begin to moderate a bit in the west, but it stays pretty blustery right way through into Sunday. It's not until Sunday night and Monday that things really calm down, and then things looking a lot calmer through into next week. And the last model we'll look at is going to be UKV. So let's see what that's doing. First of all, from a precipitation perspective, so not only when we also have a lot of rain to contend with this with Storm Darragh, significant snow over high ground up in the north. But rain looks like it turns rather patchy this evening across England and Wales. Then we get another push of rain with the strongest of the winds coming in through the course of later tonight and into tomorrow, and then that sets up a very wet sort of afternoon and evening over on the eastern side of the country, while the west turns drier. So eventually the rain issues go from the west through to the east. But of course, more impactfully than that is going to be the wind with this. So again, let's just have a quick look at the wind gusts. Here we go then. Sorry again, everyone. So into the latter part of the afternoon, again, gusts of wind already strengthening to about 60, 70 miles an hour up the IC, but it's later on tonight that the strongest of the winds arrive, pushing across Ireland into the Irish Sea. There you see it, gusts going up to 90 miles an hour, in excess of 90 miles an hour. Through the Irish Sea, around these western and northern coast and southern coast of Wales, and up into northwestern and southwestern Scotland. Really severe, damaging winds through there. And then tomorrow we find the strongest of the winds. Well, we keep 70 mile an hour plus gusts going in the west, and we also have some very strong winds inland as well, 50 to 60 miles an hour and 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts down the eastern coast. And the strong winds last into Sunday as well, before finally the wind starts to ease down later Monday and on into Tuesday. So it's going to be a wild weekend, and if you're in that risk area, the red warning area in particular, then you do need to heed the warning of the UK Met. Take care, look after yourself, and stay safe. In other areas, though, we have got like inland gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour in central England is a significant windstorm. So all areas really just take care tonight, tomorrow, and look after yourself. Okay, let's move on then, and we'll have a look at central England temperature. The CET is currently sitting at 7.8. That is 3.3 degrees above 61 to 1990. Average is provisional to yesterday, to the 5th of December. Very mild opening week to December. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're looking at London today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature as for London. We're starting off above average. The upper air temperature at the moment associated with Storm Darragh. They're going to be coming down over the next week, so quite a chilly week to come next week with the risk of some overnight frost and fog as we go into the third week of December, probably seeing the upper air temperatures and the surface temperatures becoming milder. Precipitation-wise, quite a bit of rain to come through the weekend associated with Storm Darragh, as we've already established, but then we're going drier. Then we're going to be going drier, though, through the second week of December, albeit there could be some frost and fog. And then the third week of December, running up towards Christmas, looks like it's turning not only milder, but also wetter again and more unsettled. Temperature anomalies from the 6th to the 14th of December going to be a little bit below average, particularly for more northern areas. And precipitation anomalies from the 6th to the 14th of December, most areas close to normal. The latest wind blow map from earthnullschool.net shows we've got an area of low pressure storm Darragh just to the west of the UK and Ireland, and that will be bringing, of course, stormy conditions through tonight and into the weekend. Right, let's start going through chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Monday. High pressure away to the northwest, low pressure down towards Italy. Winds coming in from the northeast, but not a particularly cold northeasterly, to be honest. And then high pressure sinks through the country, probably bringing an increasing risk of frost and fog as we go through next week. High pressure maintained up to next Friday, 13th of December. Icon, again with that northeasterly wind on Monday into the middle part of next week. High pressure sinks down, bringing a lot of dry but also quite cold weather, the risk of overnight frost and fog increasing through next week. Anticyclonic up to next Friday. You'll notice the high pressure is towards Scandinavia there. And there's some very cold air pooling around the back of the high. So if that high was to be maintained for more than another couple of days, we will probably start to bring in some of this very cold air from the east. But by next weekend, we'll probably see the high pressure beginning to collapse. I'll have to wait to see about that. This other KMA is looking. So again, we've got the high pressure sinking down across the country through next week, bringing a lot of dry but also potentially cold and frosty weather with it. The high pressure towards mid-December breaking down, turning unsettled, potentially a bit stormy actually. Cold and then colder as yet towards the 18th of December, with winds going to the northwest, possibly the north. So next week, anticyclonic, mostly dry, increasing risk of frost and fog, and then beyond that we probably go into unsettled, potentially stormy and colder conditions. A GFS midnight run, again with that high pressure building through the country during next week, then breaking down into next weekend, or changing its position really. So it's sitting to the west of the country, which brings milder air to high pressure from off the Atlantic. But then the high pressure has another go around and just beyond day 10, again up towards Scandinavia. And again, some very cold air is pooling around the back of that high pressure into northern and eastern parts of Europe. We don't tap into that cold air, but nevertheless, the surface temperature is quite cold. So upper air temperature is relatively mild. Look how much cold there is, though, on the continent. This is a near-miss, sort of beastly, easterly, really, that we've got here. Very cold air sitting across northern and eastern parts of Europe. And whilst we don't tap into those very cold upper air temperatures, we do see some of the colder continental temperatures getting through. So the dew point, despite the upper air temperature being relatively mild, is actually below freezing, telling us there's an increasing risk of frost and fog as we're going further on into December there. Eventually we start to bring something a little bit milder in from the west, perhaps up towards Christmas. That gets us 22nd of December. This is how the GFS 6Z is looking. Again, winds in from the northeast on Monday, then high pressure in through the country through the middle part of next week, for gradually slipping eastwards. And then increasingly unsettled really as we go up towards day 10, and quite mild, wet and windy. So the GFS 6Z looking very unsettled for the third week of December. If you're enjoying the video, please do like, share and subscribe. Make sure to everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe to. We thank you so much everyone for doing that. GM once more with high pressure to the northwest on Monday, and we're bringing in this northeasterly wind, and the high pressure slips down through the country during the middle of next week. Frost and fog with that later next week, and up toward day 10, high pressure basically maintained over into the south and the east of the country. So anticyclonic with frost and fog probably up to day 10 there with GM. And then the ECM rounding it all off with high pressure slipping through the country during the early to middle part of next week. Lots of dry weather with that, and then more unsettled around days 8, 9 and 10, wet and windy Beyond that, the extended ECM operational today, unsettled and turning colder as well. A bit of a cold snap there before Christmas, probably wouldn't last very long though. More low pressure out in the Atlantic. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run. Temperature.com, lots of rain to come with Storm Darragh, as well as be very strong winds. And then beyond that, we turn drier though through the course of next week before wet, windy weather returns some snow coming back by day 10 into the north and the west. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 16th of December. 16 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to the north and the west, looking very unsettled, wet and windy with those 16 through the control and the operational run. High with the low pressure a little bit more towards the northeast and bring some colder air in from the northwest. We've got 12 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to our east. That's going to be potentially frost and fog. And we've got 7 members with low pressure to the north, high pressure east to the south, and we're in a flat westerly flow there. Most of the options are looking unsettled at day 10. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It'll get us to the 21st of December, 21 members of the ECM ensembles with a trough generally around the west of Europe, looking quite mixed. 18 with low pressure into the Atlantic, keeping it unsettled, and 12 with high pressure to the north, to the west, reaching towards Scandinavia, and that could bring in a colder easterly flow. That's a minority option though. Most of the options were 21 and the 18, looking relatively unsettled and mild. CFS V2, finally, this is a 700 millibar height anomaly for January, continuing to look mild and unsettled. It was CFS in January, winds coming in from the west, high pressure to the south, low pressure is to the north. The temperature anomaly in January is a little bit above average, and a rather wetter than average month is predicted. Finally, just a quick look at stratosphere. So this is the latest GFS 6. These blue colours indicated by the vortex at their roots over the Arctic and over the North Pole. They're maintained for the next week or so as well. There is a bit of a warming being picked up over Siberia as you go to the second half of December. Indication that might start to strengthen there. So again, that is not a sudden stratospheric one, but it is just about strong enough to produce a displacement event of the polar vortex. So we'll wait and see where that is going. Other GFS runs have had a more intense warming than that. There was never indicated a genuine SSW up to this point. So we'll just keep monitoring that. It's a slow burner. We'll see where it's going. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And show everyone bored doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. And we thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Nearly 20 minutes coughing and spluttering. So sorry everybody about the quality of the video. It just is what it is. Hopefully this cold will be burning itself out within the next day or so. I hope so anyway. Tomorrow we're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. Hopefully the weekend forecast, the EC42 day and a 10 to 14 day as well. Of course, this is the first weekend without me having to do a winter update or forecast. So I'm lucky in that regard, but I've not got a big video to record tomorrow. But anyway, you don't hear about that. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow with more videos. But for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.